Hey, it's Rick. Okay, so we're putting together a little travel video, and I want to use this great picture of me in Alaska, and I've got the cruise ships in the back. It just kind of says everything about this travel video, this little promo video I'm doing for my channel. However, this picture doesn't exist. This is actually a picture and a video combined, and I've never used the gradient mask before, and I just thought that this really turned out well, and I thought I might do a little tutorial about it. And we might be able to improve on this just a little bit. Okay, so this is a very simple technique if you are new to Final Cut Pro, or if you don't have Photoshop. You could easily combine these two images in an advanced photo editor like Photoshop, but I don't have Photoshop anymore, and I don't want to pay for it. So I've been trying to do all my photo editing techniques like this in Final Cut Pro. Oh, and I learned this mask as the gradient mask, but Final Cut Pro is actually calling it the graduated mask. So throughout the video, I refer to this mask as the gradient mask, but just know that Final Cut Pro actually calls it the graduated mask. Also, this is a long video. It's kind of a YouTube experiment. I just want to see what happens, but stick around till the end and I'll talk about this travel video that I'm working on, where to get free stock footage, and an easy voiceover trick to outline your documentary style videos like, the one that I'm working on here. And if you like Final Cut Pro tips or editing techniques, please subscribe to my channel, VidTech with Rick, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Now let's get back to this long video. So we've got this picture that's a little over processed, but see, it wasn't big enough. I want to fill out the entire screen without doing any tricks or zooming in or anything like that. And then we've also got over here, we have our video. So let's find out what's going on here. If you put them together, you can see this gradient mask. And I'm going to come into here. I've actually put the gradient mask on the picture itself. Using the hold tool, I was able to freeze the video exactly where I wanted to try to match up this picture. So I did a color match, and then I did this gradient mask on this picture. Okay, so as you can see, there it is. So I just had to kind of line up the video. Now, you will not always have this situation because you might not have a lot of times where you've taken a picture and a video in the same spot at the same time. I kind of stumbled on this. I kind of just wanted to put it together. Now, here's a situation. In the very beginning, I used this in the very beginning. So I've got this shot of the ship, and then I've got this where I'm just doing a quick kind of little edits. Actually, well, we can just listen to that real quick and you can see what's going on.
Hey, travel cruisers, it's Rick. Do you love cruise?
Okay, so it goes by very quick, but you can see where this doesn't matter to me that much, where I'm just using this thing. But see how you can put, you can just use black, and that's not that big of a deal. You can put a fun background. So what this is just kind of a background. You could do that to do this picture, or just having this fill the entire screen. But we're missing out on a lot. You know what I mean? We're missing out on a lot of details up above. We're missing out on a whole bunch of the rest of the picture that I kind of just wanted to fill in. So at the end here, we've got this full thing. And this is what I wanted to put, the subscribe and, have little thumbnails come up at the back. So how do we do this? Like I said, this picture is a little over processed. So let's go into Photos. Now you can go into the Photos app just straight from Final Cut Pro by clicking this button and clicking Photos, and you can grab a photo. But sometimes this has been buggy for me because I installed a beta version of macOS Monterey. So I'm just going to go into the Photos app manually. So let's go into Photos and get the original. Okay, so this is the one that's over processed, and then I've cropped it in a little bit, but let's work with the original. But the original here, I've duplicated it. Now I've cropped it because it looks like I've had a little bit too much lunch here. So, let's go ahead and work with this original, and we won't change it at all here in Photos. So let's go ahead and just drag this one. The cool thing about working with, Final Cut and a Mac is that you can it seamlessly moves together. You know what I mean? So let's find this picture. Let's go to our stills, and here's that picture. Let's bring it down onto our main timeline. There we are. And actually, we kind of can sort of fill out the screen here. But again, I want to crop myself. I don't like this little part of myself. And then let's go to the video and let's find that original video. Let's see, here it is. Okay, so we have this one to work with. I've kind of come over here and come back. So this is the one I used, but I'm wondering if this one's maybe better. Maybe this one, the light is just a little bit better. So let's bring this down into our timeline and we'll find the perfect spot where it's going to kind of match up.
This is July of 2018. I have the iPhone X. It was my dad's 80th birthday. We all went on a family cruise to Alaska. Fantastic.
So the iPhone X, it looks like the video doesn't have the same HDR that, see, this picture has an HDR, so you can see the clouds a little bit better. Now, I do want to crop this a little bit. So let's just go ahead and do that because it looks like it would match that better. So let's scale this up a little so we can just crop my part of myself that is undesirable, and we can still have kind of this kind of me with the handrails, but me with my hips out of the way. That looks a little bit better. And then now we can match this video up. Okay, so because we've cropped this now, this one isn't exact anymore. So let's move this out of the way just even more. And we'll try to see if we can get this one. Let's zoom it in a little bit to see if we can match that mountain. Ooh, that matches it perfect. Now, let's freeze that. So let's come in here and use our hold tool. And now we've got that portion frozen. A still frame of that. Okay, so now we are working with this. This doesn't look so bad. You can put on a color match, and that's where you go in and you kind of try to match the things. But they look pretty good as they are. So I'm not going to use the color match. Let's try to get those ships matched pretty good, and let me see if that works. It's almost perfect, but as you can see, it's too small. And so that's not going to work for us. So we're going to have to just cheat. We're just going to have to cheat. That's our original picture. So actually, we only really need to exaggerate this. Now, you could also just take the picture and kind of exaggerate the picture, and that might work. So we're just kind of try to kind of exaggerate that. But see, that doesn't really work, does it? You can't really do anything with this because it's not exactly perfect. So the best thing to do is, instead of using the picture itself, let's just use the video that we were working with and try to extend just that portion that we like. And so this actually doesn't look so bad. Okay, so the water and the sky. See the details of the HDR photography that Apple has done with the iPhone X. It looks so much better than what they did with the video. So let's go ahead and apply the mask and just see where we're at. Let's put it on this one. And as you can see, at first it looks crazy. And we are going to kind of do this little thing. Ooh, that's looking kind of, sort of good. That looks sort of, kind of good. But see, you can see already that the mountains are kind of messing up. And we're losing some detail in the clouds. But that's okay, because overall it'll look kind of seamless once we get rid of this. Yeah, see, let's get rid of some of that mountain. And we're going to try to make it look a little bit more seamless. I don't like that it's looking pretty good. See, if we get rid of that. Nope, see, that thing is still in the way. There we go. See, there we go. But then the mountain is kind of in our way. See that mountain thing. So before we had the shoreline messing us up, now we kind of have, see how the shoreline was kind of messing us up? Now we're getting this mountain kind of messing us up, because I don't like that looks so crazy. You know what I mean? The only thing I could say is I could take another portion of my picture. Let's just copy this, paste it and do a shape tool, like a shape mask, over these mountains. Do you know what I mean? We'll see if this works. I don't even know if this will work. But let's do it over just this little part that is bugging me to death. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in more of our originals. Oh, but we've got all this crap on it. So let's take off all of our crap. Yep, that's what it is. Ooh, I'm smart. We can actually concentrate this even smaller because we really just need it for that one little spot. Ooh, and see, we got some mountains coming in over here too. So we really just have to do that. Okay, do you see what happened here? Check this out. Okay. Okay, so see how, okay, so now we can see that it's perfect. So we can kind of work on some colors here. That looks pretty good. Okay, so just for what this is, I think I've done a pretty good job. So let's look here. Playback full. That looks pretty good. I mean, I think I've done a pretty, oops. So that's what it was. Looks pretty good there too. But I think it just looks overexposed and kind of crazy. The clouds look really overexposed and I look kind of crazy and blah, blah, blah. So just by doing a little simple things, I think that looks a little bit better. Now, it doesn't look as saturated. That's kind of bugging me that it doesn't look as saturated, but you know what? It's fine. This looks so much better than my original than this. I would rather use this. Now, in the olden days, what I would do is I would just go ahead and take a freeze frame of this. This is not the best way, but I would save a freeze frame of this. We'll call it that. Okay, now we're going to put it into, that's not where we want to put it. We want to put it in our, this is my welcome travel cruisers. This is for the video for my thing. Okay, so now that we've done that, hey, here's a quick tip. When you've done that, see this master thing? Whenever you've added something to your master, just drag that folder in again. And guess what? You won't get duplicates. All you'll get is
anything that's been changed or added, like our picture.
And then to find the still, I go into my smart collection and I just go to my stills. And then here is our, so here's our original pictures. And then here is that new picture. So now we have this new picture that we can play with. Okay, I kind of like doing it better this way. And then watch this. Now we can kind of sort, now that everything's kind of sort of fixed, we can go in here and use our color tool. So it would look like this normally. And we go in here and use our color tool and just kind of oversaturate it a little bit. See, but that still is doing that to my shirt. I don't really love that. Black or white. So, I mean, we could put a shape mask there and just kind of expose everything else. In fact, let's do that. So we can do that. Let me just say this, or we can take all this and make it into, since everything is a still right now, everything is a still right here. So we can take this and do just a new compound clip and call it, and then that's our new compound clip. It just kind of makes everything like this. We can do copy and paste over here. Okay, so here it is. Instead of this. Instead of this with the background, we've laid on top our video like this. Now we can still put our motion into a compound clip. You don't want to zoom too much. With a clip this short, you don't want to zoom it too much. But let's see what that did.
It's Rick. Do you?
Exactly. So this worked. It's probably better just to do a compound clip because it makes it all act as one. But you can do either or.
The compound clip or the exported still.
There's our picture. I think it looks great. Now, the only thing I would say, if we're going to use this picture for that, the only thing I could say is I really do want it to look more vibrant. So maybe I will bring this down a little bit, bring this up a little bit. and then do some more saturation. But see, the problem is that.
So I'm too red, the shirt is too red. I need to isolate myself from the rest of the picture by just adding a shape mask. Final Cut makes it very easy by just allowing you to add a shape mask within the color board. Very easy.
We're going to go to town on the rest of the picture. And it's not affecting me. See how if we were to get rid of that, see how much that the overall picture looks great, but I look terrible. But check that out. And it doesn't look all that crazy like the grade in between here. You wouldn't know. I mean, this picture is going to be shown for like 5 seconds. And I think it just looks so much better now. See how that sky looks so much better now? Okay, so actually that looks pretty good. I think we did a really good job, guys. So that's how you can merge video with a picture. So let's see that.
Hey, travel cruisers, it's Rick. Do you?
So yeah, that looks pretty good. And you would never know. That's the thing. You would never know. It took me a long time to do all that, but I think it looks fantastic because look what we were working with before. Let me turn this off. Look what we were working with before. That just does not look as good as that. I mean, that just looks so much better. It kind of encapsulates everything I was talking about in my travel. It's expansive, it's wide, it's cruise ships, it's, you know, it's talking about everything in this little thing. Let's just watch a little bit of this and I'll kind of show you what I mean. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but let's just play a little bit of it.
Travel cruisers, it's Rick. Do you love cruising? Big ships, lots of food, and people pay to smile at you all day long. The salt air, the vast ocean, the hidden hot tub at the back of the ship that no one seems to know about. I love it. I miss it. Well, on this channel, we'll talk about all cruises, past, present, and future.
Okay, so I got to about that point before I stopped. Okay, so that's how you fix a picture that didn't look so good in the beginning, but now looks pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. And you would probably never know, especially since it goes by just like that, really quick. So I am putting together a little, okay, so let me just show you what I'm working with here. This is my Travel Cruisers channel. It was called Travel Cruiser, but then I kept calling it Travel Cruisers, so I thought I would just kind of change the name to Travel Cruisers. Okay, so here's my content. I just added this. It's just kind of a restaurant review, but check this out. I've got 44,000 views on this mini suite thing. It's just a mini suite tour, and then this one only has, this ship is actually, they've destroyed this ship. But I went on this cruise in 2015. I went on this cruise in 2016. I just kind of posted this. This was a new ship at the time. Let's watch this a little bit. This is what makes me upset, is that they've put ads on my videos that I'm not making money on. So I put my little thing, it says Travel Cruisers, but I'm going to change that. So we've got the Regal Princess. You know, I really get upset when people don't show the cabin. So I'm actually showing the diagram of the cabin, and I'm showing, you know, getting into the actual cabin itself, which I do this whole little tour here of our cabins. This little cabin tour has gotten, check this out. It's gotten 44,000 views. I mean, what? So I'm working with my stupid little channel, and I'm like, my other channel, my VidTech channel here, I only have like 51 subscribers. So the guy who inspired me with this is this guy. I think his name is Matthew, but it's Midland Pictures. And well, we'll save that for conversation. But this is what I was watching. I was watching his little video about him making, it takes forever for him to actually get to the effect. Look how long. It's 10 minutes before we actually even get to him putting the effect together. And I was like, ugh, why don't you just get to the effect? And he actually responded to me. 11 minutes until we see the finished product of what he made this entire video for. He does a lot of setup and everything. So I actually commented on him, and he responded right back. It was really funny. Anyway, it inspired me to kind of make my own little tutorial. This is my footage that I can, you know, kind of zhuzh up a little bit by just putting some saturation. Maybe I'll put some midtones. Maybe I'll brighten it up a little bit. I don't know. It's not the greatest because I'm using like iPhone footage or, you know, terrible terrible video equipment, not even like a DSLR or anything. I'm just using kind of this terrible, I'm sure it was one of my iPhones. So that's about as good as I can make that. But look at this picture. This is stock footage. So let's put that back. That's stock footage. And I'm like, now that's me. I did that. I don't even know how I did that, but that was great. And this is stock footage, the drone shot of a ship. So this is great for my video. And how did I get these shots? Well, go to this channel. It's Pixels. Check this out, Pixels. Okay, and you can just search for anything, and they're free. It's free to use. So I cruise ships. So cruise ships, and then here's photos. We have a whole bunch of photos. Now you can use any of these for free. You can tip the people. You can tip them and whatever, or you can just download them and use them for free. You can also do this orientation thing where I know that I only want to use the horizontal ones. That's the only thing I want to use. And I would like to have it large, so let's go ahead and do that. And then you only have to choose from that. Now you kind of limit your thing a little bit here, but look at this. I mean, look, check out these great things. I could probably put up some of my videos, but now that's just a picture, but that's something you can use for free. So, or you could use video, and same thing. You can, well, actually it kind of kept my settings there. So I like look at this one, and I might use it, but that's a good shot. I kind of like it. And some of them have sound, some of them don't. But I kind of like that. But there was a whole bunch of ones that you can use. And just a quick tip. I mean, free clip art. I love it. I mean, look at this one. Look at that. I mean, he's done a time-lapse thing. That's a beautiful shot. I love that. And you can also, obviously you can play with this and kind of, zhuzh it up a little bit by doing some color correction. But I love this website. It's just so cool, and you can use all these people for free, and you know what I mean, and tell your stories. Another thing I like to do is what I've done here with my little
Travel cruisers, it's Rick. Do you love cruising?
So these are just like temporary voiceovers that I've made with the voice recorder. So I have my little microphone here, and I just record a temporary track. I've written a script. And I just kind of read the script. Now, why am I doing it temporary? Why am I making a temporary track before I record it for real? Because I've noticed that depending on what clips I have and what clips I have available, sometimes my script changes. So, and also hearing it back and everything, and putting it together and hearing it back. If you're doing kind of this documentary style or kind of like a quick thing like this, so hearing it back, sometimes I've changed the words and stuff, and it's better just to use the temporary track that you can change easily when you do your master, because there was a lot of things. I can't really give an example right now because I can't think of it, but there was a whole bunch of things. Like, for instance, this hidden hot tub at the back of the ship, I can't really find my video of that. So I'm going to have to find this. So maybe I might change that, into something else. And I think I've added something too, like this one. Hey, I might learn something from you in the comments. Who knows? Because I want people to comment on these things. So I kind of added that. And instead of making my master voiceover and then correcting my master video, or my master audio track, I would rather just kind of put a temporary track down, and then, in your voice recorder, put a temporary track down, and then later, after you've made all your changes and everything, then record this master, put your master voiceover down, and then you just have to kind of move things around a little bit and kind of to correct the thing, because it won't match up perfect, but it will match up pretty good. Anyway, so this is what I'm working on, and I'm kind of excited about this. But that was what we did. We started with this. That didn't look so bad. We corrected it into that. I think that looks so much better than that. Don't you agree?
So thank you very much for joining me on this little adventure. Please like and subscribe, and maybe check out Travel Cruisers, and I'll see you in the next one.